Hello, St. James families. I hope you're staying warm this February. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we've been talking about here at St. James in the hopes that these conversations we have here spill into your household. And so you may have guessed that the virtue of the month for February is love, certainly with Valentine's Day right there in the middle of the month. But we talked about how love is so much more than that pitter-patter love that we sometimes talk about on Valentine's Day, that the Greeks couldn't find just one word that contained all of what love was, so they had several words. And the Romans even added to that. So we talked about how that love, that affectionate love that we have for our friends and for our family, that brotherly or sisterly love, that's called philia. It's actually where we get the city Philadelphia, the city of brotherly love. So philia is that affectionate love that we have for one another. And that we do have a word for that pitter-patter love, that's eros. And that's the love that brings us together romantically, and that's a gift from God too. But we also have the kind of love that God has for us, the kind of love that's almost beyond explanation. It's the unconditional, self-emptying love, the kind of love that Jesus exhibits when he gave his life for us on the cross. And that's called agape love, agape love. And then the Romans added to that with the kind of love that has us collecting snow packets for perfect strangers, the kind of love that we have because we are fellow brothers and sisters, because we are part of creation. We're all made in God's image, and we may not ever meet the people that we serve, but we have a place in our heart for them, and we act out of that. That charity is called keratos. So we learned about philia, eros, agape, keratos. But all of that is reflected in who God is, that God is love. The Bible tells us that. And we are made out of love, that we were made to be in relationship with one another. God said it's not good for us to be alone. And so our very being was so that we might be able to be in relationship with one another and all God's creation, that we were put there as the chief stewards of all that God has made. So it's very much part of our being that we are love, and we're made in the image of God. And if God is love, and we're made in that image, that we are made of love for love. And the parables and teachings of Jesus certainly show us that is God's deepest desire for us, that we would love one another the way that God has loved us. And so much of the ministry, the life, the teaching, the parables, the passion of Jesus shows us that incredible love that God has for us and that God calls us into. And so we learned a lot about love this month, but we also spent a little bit of time learning about the fact that during our church year, we go through different seasons, and February marks the beginning of Lent, a season where we strip some of that clutter out of our lives, and we find time to really reflect on how much God loves us and how much God has been willing to do for us in that love, and how we are supposed to be vessels of that love, and what we might be able to take out of our lives or put into our lives to help us more fully realize that. So it's a rich month, and I hope that this fosters some conversations in your household. God bless you.